Okay, so Miss Kobe, if we're gonna grow her out, she's actually gonna be very high maintenance. Given her coat texture, it it likes to grab on to all the other hair, and so even though I have detangled her, which she's very, we have to be very gentle and careful because detangling for her she doesn't like. Pretty painful, she says. So I go very, very slowly and gently to detangle her. I'm gonna need from you, or she's gonna need from you, is to spritz brush comb probably every other day at this length and growing longer. Excuse my raggedy bottle, but this is Best Shot Ultramax finishing spray. They have other similar ones that you might like. It's basically the same stuff. It's called Sentiment Spa. You can go to bestshotpet.com. This one's mandarin orange. This one is berry amaretto. And so when you go to brush her, it's 3 steps: spritz, brush, and then you follow through with a metal comb. The most common type you'll see at pet stores and stuff is this, where you've got a wide spacing and a narrow spacing. That's totally fine. You absolutely must comb her hair. Absolutely. And you must absolutely spritz brush comb every square inch of her body. And you absolutely must pay attention to the friction areas for Kobe. So Kobe's friction areas are behind her ears and underneath. She particularly had a lot of matting in this whole area, up, her armpits and all the way up the front of the chest. So we're gonna have to make sure you follow through there. She had some matting right here, both sides, base of the tail. So all up in here there was matting, and kind of her little fanny there was matting, and then same thing over here. There was matting here. The arms were matted, and also underneath here was a big mat. So you have to absolutely spritz brush, comb, and follow through everywhere. If you have a grooming table, so much the better. But you need to be able to see what you're doing. So when you spritz brush comb, you're just gonna lightly spritz the area you're gonna work on. So I'll start back here. You'll come up with your own pattern. That's it. Spritz. This is a pin brush. This one happens to be a T brush, 16 millimeter pins. Does less damage to the hair. Here's another one in an oblong style. Here's another one. Buy a nice one. Don't get the pet store ones. Buy a nice one. Look at Chris Christensen. This one's by Kenchi. Get a nice one. This is the one I chose to use on her today. And I'm going to brush through. If you feel any resistance, you hear any sound with the brush, then you found a tangle. Inside of the leg, fanny of the butt, lift the tail up. Top of the tail, base of the tail, right? And let's say I've done that over the whole dog, especially I've picked up those arms and I've gone under the armpits here. And I've done all this area here. Lift her up, hold her ear up with your hand, and get all under here. Come right straight down those legs. Any resistance, make sure that you're not just lightly brushing the top of her hair, because there could be mats under there and you are daily brushing, right? But there can be mats. If you're just lightly brushing and you're like, I guess that's good, you've probably missed a bunch. So go through her. This is another one, slicker brush I would use on her legs. Any short areas, legs, chest. If you find some tangles, these are good. Now I'm going to go through with my comb. I'm going to comb her everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. Picking that tail up. You want to feel that comb touching skin. Touching skin. Okay? Make her stand up. Get her fanny. Lift up her leg at the inside of the leg. See, she's very, very tender about her skin. So we're going to have to stay on top of this. If she comes back tangled, I'm probably going to have no choice to shave her because of the way her coat is. It has a very cottony undercoat and a real thick, wiry guard hair. And so that is making her coat real challenged to maintain. So I love long hair, but I also love when they don't come back tangled. And at this length, she will tangle 100%. So start tomorrow. See how I'm picking everything up, feeling all the way to the skin, at her tummy, under the arms, right back here, the elbow. Big common area. Now, if you come across a tangle, you can hold it at the base of the skin like this, and then pick at either side with the end of your comb. Pick, 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 okay? But you want to feel that skin. You don't have to press so hard that it's hurting her, but you need to feel the skin. Okay, top of the head, get her mustache. Mustaches use the close tines. Good girl, Colby girl. She's a good girl. Under that chin, big tangly areas, right all through here. Can you see in? Right all through here. So everything, everywhere. And so we've just brushed through her, and what did that take me? 2 minutes? So you do have some options. I wouldn't let her go any longer than 4 weeks for another grooming. This type of hair likes to pick up dirt. The dirtier hair gets, the harder it gets to spritz brush comb, and the more likely it will tangle. You could bring her to me once a week for a 15-minute brush out if you're having a hard time. We could do her every 3 weeks. Dogs on a 3-week schedule with this type of coat on them, it would be very beneficial to her, especially because she's kind of tender skinned and doesn't like the detangling. Sweetheart. So those are your options. So remember, spritz, brush, very good for long hair, any pin brush, right? As long as you're feeling your way to the skin and you're listening for the tangle sounds. Okay, so slicker brush or pin brush, and then a comb, okay? Very important last step, don't skip it. All right, okay.